Welcome, Chosen One. It is no coincidence that you have come to this point. You are exactly where you were supposed to be, and every action you have taken and obstacle you have encountered has brought you here. And I want to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart for that. Congratulations on your bravery and tenacity. In a society that frequently tries to shape us into someone we are not, congratulations for keeping your ground and refusing to give in to pressure. Few people dare to tread the path of truth, which you have done. The genuine route. And that's something very remarkable, my friend. When the world pushes you to fit in, it takes incredible fortitude to be loyal to who you are. Have you not experienced the pressure? The implicit pressure to become smaller, to speak less, to conform to someone else's ideal of who you ought to be. You resisted, though. Instead of listening to the cacophony of the outside world, you decided to pay attention to the whisper of your soul. The journey was not simple. There were times when the darkness seemed to go on forever, and there were storms that threatened to shatter you. You've experienced the kind of weariness that creeps into your bones and leaves you wondering if you can go on. On certain days, it was difficult to breathe because it felt like the entire universe was bearing down on your chest. But you persisted even after that. If this message spoke to your soul, give it a like and subscribe. Let's walk this path of transformation, wisdom, and limitless growth together. Something bigger than yourself was what you clung to. You clung to hope. And I am aware that you turned to God during those silent, hopeless times. You looked for the one who never falters when you felt that your own strength was ebbing. You trusted that you were heard as you murmured your doubts, worries, and dreams into the emptiness of eternity. You looked for solace in prayer, in introspection, and in the silence where the truth comes to light. And you located it. You persisted even when the answers did not immediately become clear and when the path ahead seemed unclear. You resisted allowing hopelessness to define you. You made the decision to think that your battle had meaning and that you were being led even in the middle of chaos. You remained loyal to yourself throughout it all. It would have been simpler to fit in, to join the herd, to stifle the inner voice that told you to be proud of your individuality. However, you didn't. You remained true to your principles. You upheld your convictions. Despite the loneliness of the route, you traveled with integrity. You deserve to be noticed for that, my buddy. You are worthy of celebration. Because you are the person you are now because of the strength you have carried, the struggles you have faced, and the wins you are the only one aware of. In areas that most needed it, you have sown seeds of kindness. Despite the fact that it wasn't returned, you showed grace. You have opted for compassion over apathy and love over resentment. Even though there were times when you felt invisible, unheard, and undervalued, remember that nothing was in vain. Every loving deed, every generous moment, and every instance in which you choose to shine a light on someone else's dark side mattered. It caused unimaginable reverberations. We will never forget what you have provided to this world. And you are now at the phase of your journey where you can no longer bear it alone. According to Isaiah 41 verse 10, "Therefore, don't be afraid. I'm with you. I am your God, so don't be discouraged. I'll support and fortify you. I'll use my righteous hand to support you." There were times you wondered if you could continue. There were times when doubts began to creep in, implying that your voice was unimportant and that your efforts were in vain. However, those were falsehoods. Because God witnessed you through every tear, every silent conflict, and every night when you questioned whether your presence even mattered. He was aware of your heart. He was aware of your suffering. And even when you couldn't sense it, He was with you. You now stand on the other side of those challenges, my friend, not as someone who lost, but as someone who persevered. Someone who stood up, who continued to believe, and who resisted giving in to the darkness. We never forgot you. Never were you abandoned. You were never by yourself, either. They see you. People know you. You are cherished. Everything is visible to God, including your innermost fears, silent hardships, and hopes you have hidden away. He has heard all of your tears, all of your burdens, all of your silent prayers that seem to vanish into the cosmos, and all of your tears wept in solitary. He is aware of the magnitude of your love, the weight of your goodness, and the fortitude that has seen you get through even the worst of times. He cherishes the inner light, the genuineness of your heart, and the unshakable faith that has carried you forward through uncertain times. The time has now arrived. The benefits for your endurance and faith, the blessings that have been waiting, are about to be unveiled. It was always waiting for the right time, even though it appeared to be delayed. The time when your heart was open, your spirit was prepared, and your efforts could finally match with God's perfect plan. He is now taking the initiative to lead you safely through life's uncertainties and through the unknown. On this journey, you are not traveling alone. Every hardship, difficulty, and period of uncertainty has equipped you for the following phase. When life throws you a curveball, He will be your rock, your guardian, and your compass. You will now be guided into the place that God has prepared for you, a place of fulfillment, serenity, and divine purpose, by the same God who has seen you through the storms. And for that reason, you are here right now, listening to and taking in this message. You've fulfilled your obligation. You have lived with compassion, clung to hope, and walked in trust. You have shown love even when it was not returned, planted seeds of goodness even when it was challenging, and stayed firm even when the path was lonely. And now the harvest season is upon us, my friend. It is all coming back to you, all you have given, everything you have poured out, and everything you have done sincerely. Previously closed doors are now opening. Once impossible paths are now becoming apparent. The resources you require, the right people, and the perfect opportunities are all coming together in ways that only God could have planned. This season isn't passive. Waiting for things to happen is not the answer here. It involves realizing the divine collaboration that is taking place in your life. Your steps are being amplified by God because you have walked with trust. Because of your unwavering commitment to your purpose, He is now guiding you into areas where your light will shine even more brightly. At this point, trust becomes paramount. Am I on the right path? Is a question that will no longer weigh you down. Am I making the right choices? A profound, soul-satisfying certainty that you are precisely where you should be will take the place of that load. You will no longer be controlled by the fear of making mistakes or the uncertainty about whether you are in line with His will. Since you'll be aware, you'll be able to tell without question that God keeps His word, that there was a reason behind every act of kindness, prayer, and difficult circumstance, that nothing went unnoticed, wasn't wasted, and wasn't done for nothing. You'll go from trying to giving up, from doubting to believing, and from being afraid to having faith. Every action you took out of faith, every act of kindness, and every patiently endured moment has been witnessed. It has been recognized. And the solution is coming now. God knew about the fights you fought in private, the silent sacrifices you made, and the peaceful prayerful evenings you spent, even if no one else did. He noticed. He got it. And now we're seeing His response. What do you do next, then? You continue. You remain the dazzling, lovely soul that you are. You keep spreading love, sharing your light, and being the positive force you were meant to be. You still have faith. Should move forward confident that you are being led by God, not out of fear. You release the burden of having to figure things out on your own, along with the worry and doubt. Rather, you take comfort in the knowledge that God's plan is proceeding precisely as it ought to. We never forgot you. You were never alone yourself. And you were cherished without fail. Now is your moment. Now is your time. This is proof that you are headed in the correct direction. So take a brave move forward. Have a full life. Have total faith. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. If this message uplifted you, give it a like and subscribe. Trust that incredible things are unfolding for you. Your next chapter is filled with light, purpose, and endless possibilities. See you soon.